Welcome back. This time we have got the Jaguar or Jaguar next in the French destroyer line. I've been playing this one for a little while and getting kind of comfortable with it, but I haven't had a really exciting game that I thought to myself, well, I really need to share this one. But here's an example. It's unfortunately got a fair number of bots in it, so you know I tend to pick games where I score well, and it's a little too easy to do that when there are bots in there. One of these days, I will pick a good defeat to show you. But I'm not obviously going to share a game where I get killed in the first 10 seconds, although maybe I'll do a supercut of those. That could be fun. So anyway, I'm up against four enemy destroyers, most of which have much better concealment than me. They happen to mostly be bots, so I'm not that worried about it, but I'm going to be a little bit careful about just charging straight into the cap circle and getting spotted and then getting killed by cruisers. So I'm spawned over way on the right side, so I'm obviously heading towards C, but I'm going to sort of edge my way towards it a little bit cautiously, maybe less cautiously than I otherwise would, just because I know that most of the enemy players are not going to be that good. I think I'm top tier too, which helps. So the Jaguar, if you read the World of Warships wiki, it will tell you all about how wonderful the torpedoes are. The torpedoes are good, they're quick enough, they hit hard. Unfortunately, they have a 7.2 kilometer range, and my visibility is 7 kilometers. So they just really don't have the range to use this like a Japanese torpedo boat. So the torpedoes are great when you are stuck in a bad situation. You can at least take somebody with you. They are not so good if you're trying to avoid detection and play this thing like a cruiser, which is kind of what you have to do. This is basically a cruiser with kind of poor guns, but a little bit faster and harder to hit than most cruisers. So here you see the big difference between this and a cruiser. In a cruiser, I could take 2 or 3 volleys and just wipe out most destroyers. Here I'm actually resorting to using the torpedoes, mostly because I have nothing else to shoot the torpedoes at. Might as well, and since I know this is a bot, he's probably going to sail in a straight line, so I got a good shot at hitting him with the torpedoes. But meanwhile, I'm doing what I usually do in this ship, so I might have hit him with those torpedoes if he hadn't died. So China Bob there in the friendly T-22 took him out for me while hiding in a smoke screen. But I don't have a smoke screen, so I'm doing what I usually do at the beginning of the game, which is run away. While I'm running, I'm noticing that this enemy cruiser is kind of all alone. Switching to my armor piercing, and I should be able to do a little bit of damage to him. At least I get a defender medal, or ribbon, whatever you call it. I've done less than 6,000 damage so far this game, so obviously I'm not doing a ton of damage to this cruiser. That's including a couple hits on the destroyer earlier. Oh, and I missed too. So, meanwhile, China Bob is still hiding in his smoke screen, but it's a German smoke screen. It's not going to last. He is dissipating now, and he is still continuing to shoot at this Agano. He's defending the cap very well, but he's taking some counterfire not only from the cruiser, but now there's an enemy T-22 just showed up, and he's shooting at China Bob as well. So I'm going to switch my fire. What I'm going to do, I'm going to launch a couple of torpedoes at this cruiser, and yeah, he's a bot also, so I'm not too worried about him shooting at me. So I'm going to concentrate now on this enemy T-22, and poor China Bob has no smoke screen anymore, so he's going to try to run, but he's way too close to this enemy cruiser, so he can't really run. He's just going to have to shoot in the duel, and I'm going to try to help Bob out. So let's see, I got 6,300. Ooh, the torpedoes worked against the cruiser. That's good. So now I'm at 24,000. Just want to check to see how much damage I'm actually doing. I got something. I did about 1,000 damage right there. That's good. Unfortunately, that guy's got 13,000. So it's going to take me a little while to wear this guy down. But between me and China Bob, we should win this fight. Even better, the enemy destroyer drove right into an island, and he's backing up slowly. So I got a clear shot on him. This should be hard to miss. I'll probably manage. Oh, look, some torpedoes coming. And I almost messed this one up. I could easily have just gone forward and sailed between the first two. Instead, I brake too hard, and I end up with the first one coming right at me. I got to sort of sidestep a tiny bit, make sure I don't stick my butt out too far. Meanwhile, Bob is finally getting more shots in there. I'm actually gonna steal this kill there. I'm the one who finishes him off. Bob did all the work, and Bob also paid the price. He's off screen right now, but he's lost, all but like a quarter of his health during those duels with the two destroyers and the cruiser. Where I just sat back, I have been completely untouched because Bob was closer than me the whole time. It's not only that, but I'm going to steal credit for the cap circle from Bob as well. Meanwhile, if you look at the scores, it looks like our team is behind. I didn't realize this until I rewatched this replay. There is a bug here. The scores are backwards. My team is actually ahead already, which you can tell if you count the kills. We're up on kills. But it's kind of not obvious right now. You'll see later. It'll be much more obvious that the scores are backwards. There is a slow-moving destroyer. That's the Acosta. That one's got like the 6-kilometer visibility at least. So I have a chance of keeping him in sight. And he's basically not moving, so I'm going to drop some shots onto his deck if I can. While staying hidden behind the island. And that cruiser over there, the Delhi, is very tempting. He's got less than 1,000 points, so if I can start a fire on him, that would kill him off. Maybe I could also put armor piercing through him and get a citadel. That would be nice. But I'm assuming at this point that that cruiser is going to be killed by the friendly Andalusia. So I'm aiming at the Acosta. And then I see that the Delhi is still alive, so I'll take a couple more shots as they go undetected. Fortunately, becomes redetected briefly. And the Delhi is now finally killed by a friendly battleship. And Bob is right with me, and we're going to go take this cap circle. So at this point, the kills are even. The enemy actually would be slightly up just in terms of tonnage, points of damage. But we've got 2 cap circles, and we're about to the third. So the enemy score should not be ticking up, and if you notice one of the scores is ticking up, it's the one on the right side. So our score is on the right side. And I did not realize that. So I'm going to spend a fair amount of this game being much more worried than I should be. You'll see I'm detected here, and I'm a little confused about this. There was the enemy destroyer over by the Delhi, so he's somewhere the direction we're facing now, but I don't know where he is, and I'm a little annoyed that he's detecting me and I wasn't detecting him. I mean, he's got better visibility, better stealth than me, but still. So he's somewhere over there, and moving over here towards these islands, blocked line of sight from him. But I'm not sure exactly where he is, and I don't want to just jump out right in front of his torpedoes, because I don't have hydro. And, we got all 3 cap circles, so we should be winning easily. There's no point in chasing after them right now, which is what I'm telling China Bob, because he's going right towards where that enemy destroyer was. Oh, he's actually way over there? Interesting. But anyway, China Bob is going towards the enemy, and there's no reason for that. China Bob's got very low health, and we are absolutely winning. We can wait for them to come to us. But, Bob's making me feel like a coward at this point. He wants to charge ahead. He's listening to me. He's backing off a little. So I'm going to go take the lead and maybe defend A against this destroyer. And let these guys... I think the battleship's going to deal with the cruiser. We've got an enemy battleship over there. I could probably go deal with him. I took a risk and got myself detected here because I didn't think the battleship could shoot at me from where he was. And I don't think the destroyer has the range. Alright, now cruiser's down, that just leaves the destroyer. I'm going to go help out my friendly battleship. Keep that destroyer spotted if I can. And New York, I don't have a shot at him anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and charge into A. New York is down. The torpedoes from the cruiser got him. And now this enemy destroyer is smoked up, so I'm not sure exactly where he is. And at this point, I should probably reconsider my plan. I should probably go back into B and just hang out with China Bob, and between the two of us, torpedo the hell out of that battleship. But at this point, I'm kind of halfway between these 2 islands. I'm going to go out here and see what I can see. And, I'm detected. There's the destroyer. I'm hoping that the battleship still has no shots on me. This is kind of a fair fight, but I'm way ahead on health. He's only got 11,000 left. And been hanging back all game. This is my chance to actually fight. So, oof, I lost 3,000 health already. Maybe that was a mistake, getting to a fair fight. And the gun traverse on this thing is not fantastic. So, a couple of torpedoes, because why not? And I don't know if you noticed, but if you look at the map, the battleship can see me now. And I also took a couple of hits from the battleship already. If you looked at those red arcs, see where they were coming from. Oh, that one was definitely the battleship from behind the camera. Alright, but I dealt with the destroyer. I've got almost half my health. Those torpedoes aren't going to hit me. So now I just got to go undetected and go deal with this battleship. And I don't have to, because we are up 700 points to 220. But, you know, might as well. Plus, I don't want to leave China Bob all alone. That would be totally unfair if I got him killed at this stage in the game. So, I'm going to try to get around behind this battleship so that between me and Bob we can keep him spotted at all times. But unfortunately, I got an island right on my left, and the battleship is inside my spotting range. So if I get too close to him, he can spot me. So I'm slowing down here, trying to decide, like, do I stay completely away? Do I try to race past this island? I'm guessing that the battleship is going to come around to my left of this island and try to spot me. I really should have put another torpedo to the right of the island here, but I decided I'm going to try to make the turn first. I'll aim away from him. If he does come around that island and spot me, he's going to be, oh shoot, there he is already. He's definitely close enough to see me. Luckily for me, his guns are not pointing at me, so I'll take a couple of shots. And I don't know why I turned that way. That was a mistake. Now I'm heading right into the island, and I gotta change my mind. Yeah, so not only do I have to change my mind, but I lost concentration turning to look, see where the island was, and I got some damage too, but that's okay. I got the repair. Hopefully he won't set any fires on me. If he does, I'm probably dead with 5,000 health. We'll go ahead and take some shots. He's already shot at me, so he's going to take a little while to reload. And look at that, he's not even pointing his guns at me. So Bob, meanwhile, got another torpedo hit. Great job, and he's running to get out of detection range. So New York can't shoot back. And now that New York is behind this island, I got some great shots. I'm just going to drop some high explosive on him and try to set some more fires. He's already got one fire. He's not going to put that out. So I'm going to try to get a double fire on him, and if he uses the damage control, then maybe we can get a flood with a torpedo. And you'll notice that we are resetting him, so he's barely making any progress on the capture points. Now he's behind the hill, though, so I can't see him. So Cretan Bob is taking shots. China Bob, excuse me. And I don't think that was particularly wise, but yeah, he's ducking behind the island, so he's fine. So he took a couple shots just before he got into cover. And he also launched a bunch of torpedoes. Now I can't see him and Bob can't see him. We're trying to guess what he's going to do. I'm going to toss a couple torpedoes in here because I'm guessing he's going to dodge those torpedoes and come around to his right. And meanwhile, I'm going to duck behind this island over here. Yeah, so I knew he wasn't going to come out to the left because those torpedoes would hit him. I'll send a couple more torpedoes with it. I don't really expect him to turn far enough for those to get him. But, you know, just for good luck, you never know. And Bob's got him spotted. Bob's shooting. Bob's shooting with 2,500 health left, 2,600. And he's not getting shot back. I'll take a couple blind shots there, see if I can get him over the island. I did. 600 damage. That's going to be a long time before that kills him. 22,000 left. Meanwhile, we got 997 points, so that's the game. And so I did, you know, decent damage for a destroyer. I actually got credit for 3 kills. One of them was the destroyer that I stole from China Bob. Yeah, a couple torpedo hits, not bad. And actually first place on the team, which I totally didn't deserve. That should have been China Bob's. Anyway, that's the Jaguar, kind of like a very small cruiser. Um, it can be a little frustrating to play a destroyer with no smoke screen, so you gotta play it, like I said, kind of like a small cruiser. I'm hoping that as I go up in the tiers, these things get a little more powerful, a little more range, a little faster. Hopefully, it'll be a little bit more fun to play. Like I said, I'm settling into this one. I don't mind playing it. It's definitely not the most fun. You spend a lot of time just sort of backing off from the initial fights. It's more fun to go in there and charge, but then you die, and I don't get to give you a long enough video to be worth recording. So here is one that was a little on the short side. My team did win quite by a large margin. Uh, Not a lot of time taken, but it was still a pretty close game in terms of number of ships alive. So I hope you enjoyed it a little bit, and we will see you at the next tier. Forget what the next ship is, but we'll find out.